Strategic versus financial buyers. In this section, we're going to talk about the two types of buyers in M&A transactions. Strategic buyers, which are competitors or operating companies, and then financial buyers, which are private equity firms or financial sponsors. So strategic buyers are typically after either horizontal or vertical expansion. Horizontal being gaining more market share in the same space, and vertical being integrating down the supply chain. Strategic buyers need to identify and deliver operating synergies. This is how they create value, not just by paying dollar for dollar what another business is worth, but by reducing operating costs, creating strategic value, and ultimately making a business that's worth more than just A plus B. Synergies fall into two categories: hard synergies, which are cost savings, or soft synergies, which are increases in revenue or benefits of being of bigger size and gaining market share, cross-selling, examples like this. On the financial buyer side, you've got private equity firms. Private equity firms have a different strategy. They're not looking for synergies. They're looking to use leverage to get maximum equity returns. So they want to borrow as much money as they can and use that to increase the equity returns. Let's talk about rivalry among bidders. Whether it's a strategic buyer or a financial sponsor, in both cases, there can be very competitive processes. Companies normally have to pay some type of a premium for the business. This takeover premium or control premium is observed very frequently, and a lot of it is due to the competitive nature of M&A. Companies normally have to outbid other buyers. A formal process is typically run for the selling company, and investment bankers will work to scour the planet for anyone they can find who could put in a bid for this business and get the highest possible price. So in order to have the highest bid, you either need to be able to have the ability to achieve synergies or have access to cheap financing that will allow you to lever it up and ultimately get the best returns. So let's look at an example of how financial sponsors or private equity firms use leverage to enhance their returns. Let's take a company, ABC Co., that has assets of $100. It has net income of $10, and therefore, based on its capital structure, which is $50 of debt and $50 of equity, it has a return on equity of 20%. This is how the business currently exists today. Now, on the right side of this page, let's assume that we change the capital structure to be $80 of debt and $20 of equity. As a result, what's happened is the net income has gone from 10 to 8 because of the interest expense. But the return on equity has gone from 20% to 40%. $8 of net income divided by $20 of equity is much higher than $10 of net income divided by $50 of equity. This is how private equity firms and financial sponsors achieve their high rates of return.